Once upon a time, the world was bright, but now it is plunged into darkness. People have turned away from kindness, become selfish, cruel, and forget about love. Everywhere there is only suffering and sin. From heaven, God looks down, his heart heavy with sadness. He sees that people's hearts have changed, without the light of righteousness. Invisible tears fall from his heart as he sees his beloved creation lost. But in that pain, he still holds on to a ray of hope, searching for a soul that still maintains its uprightness in the midst of a corrupt world. It is his boundless love that opens a path of salvation, so that the earth will not forever be in darkness, but will be renewed with mercy. In a world filled with sin, Noah stood as a shining light in the darkness. He was the only one who remained upright, living with love and honesty. Noah not only cared for his family, but also always did what was right in the eyes of God. His soul was pure, his heart was full of faith. God saw Noah among the fallen people and chose him to carry out a divine mission. In Noah's righteousness, he saw hope for a new beginning. Noah's love and faithfulness became a beacon of light, guiding his family through the coming storm. He was not just a man, but a symbol of faith and loyalty to good in the midst of the flood of sin. God, in his mercy, decided to cleanse the world with a great flood, but he did not want to destroy everything. He chose to save Noah and his family. He said to Noah, "Build a large ship, call it the ark, large enough to hold your family and every living thing on the earth." His words rang out like a promise of life in the midst of wrath. Noah listened, his heart filled with awe and trust. The ship was not just wood and nails. It was a symbol of hope, of God's mercy for creation. Noah accepted the mission with determination, ready to face any challenge to protect what was precious. The ship would become a shelter where life was preserved through the flood. Under the blazing sun, Noah painstakingly built each plank of the giant ship. The people around him laughed at him, calling him crazy. "A big ship on dry land? How could there be a flood to build it?" They scoffed. But Noah did not waver. His faith in God was a burning fire within him, stronger than any scorn. Day after day, he and his children meticulously joined the wood, hammered the nails, and built the ship according to God's will. Each hammer blow was a prayer, each drop of sweat a testament to obedience. Noah was not just building a ship, but building hope for life. Despite being isolated and ridiculed, he persevered, believing that the day God would fulfill his promise would come, bringing salvation. When the ark was completed, a miracle occurred. From everywhere, animals began to arrive in pairs, just as God had said. Lions strode majestically, elephants moved slowly, giraffes stretched their necks proudly, and even tiny insects quietly joined in. All were in harmony, without fear, as if guided by an invisible hand. Noah and his family opened the door of the ark, gently guiding each creature into their shelter. They arranged shelter, cared for each animal with love and respect. The scene was like a hymn to life, to God's love for all creation. The ark was no longer just wood, but a home of hope and protection. The sky suddenly darkened. Black clouds rolled in. Rain began to fall, each drop heavy, then turned into a relentless flood. For 40 days and 40 nights, the water poured down as if it wanted to swallow the whole world. Cities, villages, every trace of life was submerged in the raging waters. But in the midst of the great flood, Noah's ark remained steadfast. Inside, Noah, his family, and the animals were safe, protected by God's hand. They listened to the roar of the rain outside, but in their hearts they were at peace, knowing that they were part of God's plan. The ark floated on the waves, like a flickering candle in the darkness, carrying the hope of a brighter tomorrow. The rain stopped, but the land was still submerged in water. Noah, in his patience, released a raven from the ark. It flew away, but could not find a place to land, so it returned. He waited, then released a dove. The little bird flew, but the water kept rising, so it returned. Noah did not give up. A few days later, he released the dove again. This time, his heart was filled with joy when it returned, holding a fresh green olive branch in its mouth. It was a sign of life, of hope. The waters were receding. The earth was coming back to life. Noah embraced his family, his heart filled with gratitude. That little leaf was not just a sign of dry land, but a promise that God was opening a new chapter for the world. Finally, the ark gently touched a mountaintop, quietly anchored in the midst of the majestic landscape. The water gradually receded, revealing dry land. Noah opened the door of the ark. The gentle sunlight shone down. He and his family stepped out, their feet touching the soft ground, breathing in the fresh air of a new world. The animals also left the ark one by one, running around as if wanting to explore their new home. The scene was filled with joy and hope. Noah looked up at the sky, his heart filled with gratitude. They had survived the great flood, protected by God. The land beneath their feet was not just land, but the promise of a new beginning, where life was reborn and love had a chance to flourish on earth again. The earth now appears as a new canvas, pristine and radiant. From the once submerged ground, green shoots begin to sprout. Flowers bloom, trees stretch their green wings, birds chirp in harmony with the song of life. Every breath of wind carries a breath of hope. Every ray of sunshine is a reminder of rebirth. The world is no longer a place of darkness and sin, but a new beginning, full of life and beauty. Noah and his family stand there, witnessing the miracle of creation. They feel God's love in every branch and blade of grass. This earth, now, is a precious gift, an invitation for people to live better, love more, and cherish what God has given them. God spoke to Noah, his voice gentle but full of authority. I establish my covenant with you and all living things. I will never again destroy the earth with a flood. To prove that promise, he painted a brilliant rainbow in the sky, shimmering with 7 colors. It was not just a natural phenomenon, but a symbol of his love, mercy, and forgiveness. Every time the rainbow appeared, it reminded mankind of the eternal promise, of the hope that never fades. Noah stood still, watching the sparkling array of colors, his heart filled with gratitude. That rainbow was a guiding light, a commitment that God was always there, protecting and loving all creatures on this earth.